Did you know that you might be leaving money on the table by not looking at the right Facebook attribution window? Now in this video, I'm going to show you what Facebook's attribution windows are and how I almost lost out on over 500,000 Naira in revenue. So stick around to find out how to uncover hidden profits from your campaign. Hi, I'm Damola Oyekunle, the creator of Facebook Ads Accelerator, and today we're going to be diving deep into Facebook's attribution window and how it's a game changer that can potentially boost your return over ad spend. So let's start by decoding what an attribution window is. In the simplest term, your attribution window is like a framework, it's like a time frame that you use for Facebook to track conversions that happens after somebody interacts with your ad. Now, there are different attribution windows. We have 1 day view. I'm going to explain all of them. Also, pardon my handwriting. 1 day click, 7 day click. I believe there's 7 day view, but I'm just going to continue. 28 day click. So these are the general ones that we have. So let me give an example to help buttress what Facebook attribution windows are. Let's say when setting up your campaign, you select a 7-day attribution window, which is this one. What this means is that Facebook is going to track and attribute any conversion, whether it is sales, whether it is signups, or any action that you are tracking that occurs within that 7-day period after the person clicked or viewed your ad. So for example, if I have a Facebook campaign, by the way, this only works if you are able to track your events on your website, which needs a pixel. Let's assume you have a campaign and you are running ads with the 7-day click option. If a person clicks on your campaign and purchases on your ad and purchases your product or signs up as a lead, whatever the case may be, within a 7-day period, it is going to be recorded under that campaign as an event. On the other hand, if the person clicks on your ad, then waits for 8 days before making a purchase on your website, that conversion is not going to show because it is past the 7-day period. So you might be wondering why it matters. It matters because it acts as a lens through which you are viewing your ad's performance. So if the lens is too narrow, in this case, for example, you might be missing out on seeing the bigger picture. For example, if you are looking at only the 1-day window, you are only going to see conversions that happen after somebody interacts with your ad and does whatever you want the person to do within a 24-hour period. It means that if the person does anything in 7 days or 8 days, it is not going to track. And we know that people need more time depending on the price of your product or your service. So maybe they interacted with your ad, thought about it for like a week, and then decided to make a purchase. It's not going to show. So when choosing your attribution window, you have to remember your choice can significantly affect how you evaluate your return over ad spend. Because think about it, the fact that the sales are not showing on the campaign doesn't mean the sales did not happen. The sales definitely happen, but because it is not being tracked, you might decide, oh, this is not a profitable campaign, and you switch it off. Maybe because all the sales that keep happening are happening from 8 days and above. So you switch off a campaign that is probably profitable. So when you look at a 28-day window instead, you are able to see the incremental gains that are not visible in the shorter window. And this is usually it's true for products and services that have a longer decision-making process. Because honestly, some conversions actually take time. So that is why you have to compare both, and that is what I noticed. So this is where things get interesting. Usually, I focus on the 7-day window because back in, I think, August 2020, Facebook stopped supporting the 28-day attribution window due to the whole iOS 14 update. But they brought it back recently, and you can view it using the comparison table, which is exactly what I want to show you guys. So I'm going to quickly reload this page just to make sure we have current data. So we can see that from this campaign, I'm using custom columns, by the way. It's a bottom of the funnel campaign. So, you can see from even the results, we spent 27,000 Naira and made $1 million Naira. That is what this looks like. And this is with the normal default 7-day click. So I decided to compare the attribution just to see what sales happened after the 7-day period. And this is what I found out. By the way, for you to also check it, all you have to do is click on columns and then scroll to compare attribution settings. So I'm going to select it. You see all the options you can use to select. So I'm going to select the 3 of them just so you have an idea of how this works. So we have the 1-day view, 1-day click, 7-day click, and 28-day click. I'm going to remove the 1-day view because I checked it earlier and I didn't see anything worth reporting. So I'm going to apply it. When you click on that, what ends up happening is that Facebook is going to show you a comparison between all the periods, okay, to see which one brought more money. Now, something very important for you to note, there is an overlap between all of them. So it is not that you are seeing purchases by attribution setting. We have 1-day 5, 7 days 7, and then 20-day 9. No. What this actually means is that within a day of running this campaign, 5 people purchased. And then within a 7-day period, after 24 hours, 2 more people purchased. And then within a 28-day period, we had an additional 2 more people purchase. So those 2 people are not going to be tracked here, which is the default tracking. Now let's scroll a bit. So you see the actual figures. Remember, we spent $27,000 Naira. Apologies. So we can see that within a 1-day period, we made 483,000 Naira. That was just a 1-day period. Within a 7-day period, we had made roughly 1 million, which is the figure that you are seeing here. By the way, the reason why it's different is because I removed 1-day view, which had about maybe 8,000 Naira in conversion value or something. So that's the discrepancy you're seeing there. And then finally, the 28-day click, there was an extra 600,000 Naira that was not tracked. So what actually made me find this out was because I was about to switch off this campaign because of a completely different set of data that I saw before I decided to use the maximum date range just to see everything that has happened. This was set up just recently, a couple of months ago. And check it out. This was something that would have been missing. Now, this is a high-ticket product, which explains the, how much was spent, how much was made for just a little amount of people. So just because I decided to compare, I was able to find this hidden treasure. And I cannot stress this enough. This is basically, it was very interesting to see. It was very, very interesting to see. Now, what I usually advise people to check out, especially when running these types of campaigns, is if you're running a low ticket item, your 7-day click, people tend to purchase within that 7-day period. But if it's a high ticket item, you definitely need to start comparing your attributions just to see. Now, you might be wondering, how do you even set it up in the first place? I'm going to just quickly give a demo here. I'll click on new, create a new campaign. I'll select sales, click on continue, manual, campaign budget, because that's what I tend to always use. And then on the ad set level, when you scroll down a bit, you click on show me more options. That is when you are going to see the attribution settings. So you are going to notice that there is nothing like 28 days. So you can't even select it anymore, but you are able to compare and see if you are missing any bit of data. You can even take it a step further and also upload your offline conversions, which would also help you in case you actually miss conversions due to maybe people making bank transfers. So you can select 1-day click or 7-day clicks. 7-day click through is what I always select. You also have view through, 1-day view through or none. Obviously, it makes sense to select 1 day. In the past, you would have been able to select 28 days. Unfortunately, you can only select 1 day. So the default option is usually enough. So always test, always compare results for the different attribution windows, and don't forget to factor in your business cycle and your customer journey when evaluating the data. So that's a wrap for today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on the latest marketing tips and tricks. Also, I have an ad troubleshooting framework guide that I use for auditing my campaigns anytime they're not converting. I've added the link to the description, so make sure you check it out. Until next time, keep optimizing. Cheers.